favourite for this tournament, at least at the beginning. We'll see if that does prove to be true. Fox heading towards long. He's carrying the bomb, so wouldn't want a weight device up close once again. We have the timing, jumping frag coming in there. Actually, I think it was third. I was jumping in the bait. Cold Zero cleans up. Again, no bomb spotted just yet for Astralis. They don't know what's going on.
And split possibilities are real as we have SK starting to constrict the space around the A bomb site. These long ranges are being played by with the TT USPs, but they're not really finding anything at all. Everybody's still alive and standing pretty strong at the moment for SK on that bomb site. Wow, there was nothing much to say for Astralis in that one. Kind of crazy. Great start for SK, especially on that T side, and that's going to better allow them to get the Orbison rolling in soon.
SK are facing us. They're not next to us, but they're facing us, and that was a very explosive victory from the side. Dupree, half of the Get Dupree show, last man to go down in that round. You see these guys are mad hype early. At the hotel this morning, I saw Fallen and Fox having a conversation. I think it was a strategical one. Fallen had a lot of paper with him, a lot of notes. Printed, of course, neatly arranged.
Organization is key. And I will be quite curious, because yesterday we saw Fallen picking up the AWP when he was up against the likes of Simple and Guardian on this map. Today, I wonder if it will come back to Fox. It's interesting. We'll see as time goes on. But right now, Fallen is on the Scout, and generally that's something that he always did very well on with Dust 2. It was always very annoying for his opponents to deal with. So quite cool to see that again. And already SK, they're looking for Astralis to overextend or try to give them something, but there's nothing right now. Astralis just waiting for them to push, and that is what has to happen very soon because time is starting to run out.
For those of you in GoTV, in this match, might recommend 4 people actually. Well, we'll come back to that in a second as SK may imminently make some serious moves. Device is in T spawn at the moment. He sees a lot of players. He can't engage them from that range with a P250. He might as well throw plastic darts at that point. They can give warning to his teammate. Zipex rotating, but he's moving into an awkward position. This isn't the worst site in the world to push with no time on the clock against the force 5, but this is somewhat scary. Bells are being rung, they need to clear the site, 20 seconds left. We've got people in the red headshots though being deployed, and that is a good enough cleanup from SK. I was getting worried, Dan, but they prevailed.
Yeah, actually, that was a really fast series of headshots from SK Gaming when they're running in. Oftentimes you don't see it be that quick and clean. Astralis got so much damage done. I think there's a lot of times they're going to win the round from that some of those positions that they had.
That's 3K though.
Quite impressive.
So Dan, I'm going to put this question to you. For those of the spectators in the GoTV, who would you recommend watching in this match?
On the CT side for Astralis, I think Device is going to be one of the players to watch. He often plays mid and is very has the power plays with those AWPs.
So just so Fur can take control of that, take a back step with his low health. Nicely done. There is the weapon on the floor. Didn't really show us where it was, but never mind. KRB by double stack should get taken down. Rest of this anti-eco should be a formality. Fur may be at risk, but I think the rest should be a-okay. Lovely grenades. Fade away there from Fur. Man standing, picks up that UMP, so he can get some bonus money as Astralis head towards their first buy. Ooh, he could actually... This is a bit awkward now.
Yeah, he might actually be able to do something additional here. They do realize what he's up to. They can hear him running all over the place. He's not really making any attempt to disguise his footsteps, so he will go down in the end. But yeah, making SK think twice about that one.
Yeah, there's no Raw this time with the victory of that round. Awkward towards the end.
Yeah, and actually, on the question of people players to watch and so on, one of my favorite players to watch for learning the game, just generally, is actually Zipex. He's up there because Zipex plays very intelligently, and he's a support player for Astralis as well. So you get to see one of the most efficient support players and how he makes decisions, and there's no flash about his play, and that's why it can be very good to learn from. And we'll see he often plays the A-bomb sites. He's often the anchor on that site. But here we can see Device. You might see moving around a lot early round with the AWP. This time he's going to be by the double doors of the A-long area, and given his presence away, they're taking a shot, and you can see that SK are definitely giving some respect to that, not peeking the angle. But it does seem like they want to go for a long take here. And Device is, meanwhile, moved elsewhere. He's gone over towards middle, so...
Yeah, he's announced the AWP towards long. Do SK get onto the site? There are 43 seconds left. Device is not where they may have thought he was. How do they get the bomb down?
Yeah, and the big problem here is that Astralis, they started to control catwalk with the B players. Then SK have to basically walk straight into the A site, and they have only one avenue of attack, and they don't have the ability to split the defense away, so that can be very annoying. However, Astralis don't really have presence on the bomb site because his Device is in a really awkward spot with the AWP. He has to make some very tough choices because that smoke is fantastic. He's actually trying to peer out the smoke there. That's such a strong smoke from the T side of SK Gaming, but they have to plant the bomb. There's 8 seconds to go. 7 seconds. It will go down with a few seconds to spare here as Fallen opens up the proceedings there with a kill onto Device as Astralis make their way in.
Fallen can fall back now as well because it's planted for the platform area on long, but his teammates need help. This is a bit awkward for Cold Zero, stuck on the site. That's a lovely boost coming in from the CTs, and there he goes. He finally goes down. There are no grenades for Astralis to get into a safe position to defuse this bomb. It's going to be a gamble. Fallen doesn't have the right angle. He needs to get on the platform to stop this diffuser coming in. And now he's got teammates holding angles. Down goes Impact, but the diffuser's coming in. And there's a headshot from Dupree. Fallen, he was on the ramp. He needed to be on the platform with where the bomb was planted. And it doesn't work out for SK. Astralis get their first round on the board.
Yeah, in a very timely fashion, only 5 rounds in, and we're seeing Astralis answer back. And indeed, this was quite problematic. The great flash work coming in to help Glaive do more damage from that position. And he's in a spot where he's going to die. He's absolutely going to die there. So it's just about how much damage he can get out of it. And it was seemingly enough in the end. Dupree, just lovely confidence there, just taking those really awkward engagements, just stepping forwards and taking his time. And Dupree can be quite an explosive player. It would be great to see him have a good game here today against SK. And speaking of SK, they call a timeout. Very early to call a timeout, but there is one.
Yeah,
Makes me mad when I'm playing. Makes me mad. Okay, well, SK looking to try to get some map control here on A-long once again. Perhaps they've identified that A-long could be one of the ways that they anchor their T rounds. If you get that map control away from the CTs, force Astralis to play Catwalk. That said, they are going to abandon the idea and move forwards onto Catwalk. You can see Device is just sitting there. There's not much of a challenge for him initially. He gets a couple of shots off, not connecting though, and that is going to be very well received, I think, by SK Gaming, not losing a single man. And with that Catwalk control, they can now go for any kind of set piece onto the A or the B bomb side as they choose to do right now. It's on Astralis to respond here with something to get some info.
Glaive moving close to blue. That can allow him to hear sounds on the short area, but he's rotating now. And indeed, you see the bomb towards the B area. SK, we saw some nice fake attempts from them on the previous Dust 2. We'll see if they can be more successful with them on this occasion. Got the flash and the cap drop from Device, maybe expecting it. That's not the right angle, but Zipex is ready for it. Gets the upgrade as well. Lovely headshot from Zipex. That's perfect, but here comes the push into B.
Dupree there at the back of the side. He's got support coming in as well in a very fast way from Kirby. Very tough to get on this bomb side. Fallen able to just slightly make life easier. They're taking out Dupree, but there's more players where that came from. It's simply taking far too long. Kirby in position, finds himself a double, and then there's 4 men at once to deal with for Cold. That's not happening this time, and that's going to be a round on the board for Astralis. A round where 2 players will survive. And now SK, it does feel as though they are certainly going to be on the back foot because they are going to be on the eco, and Astralis are going to start to really build that momentum together.
Yeah, Astralis, SK, they are using the clock to their advantage, but hasn't worked out in these recent rounds. Again, if something goes wrong, then you're in a sticky situation. Device off to a good start, gets tagged, but it won't be too much concern. They've got lots of range to play with, although Fallen, we've seen some nasty things with this scout before. But Astralis may be expecting this. And of course, Device is tagged as well. So we'll see. Looks like SK may be looking for that close quarters engagement, tried to finish Device off, though Kyobi's there for support. He's playing the blind spot position, although you can see him once you start to go through the doors, and then he would be at close quarters. Zipex baiting Device has rotated entirely.
Yeah, that bomb is well and truly in a very bad position at this point. Sitting in the doors, it is in the smoke, but the CTs do know that it's still there. And, ooh, kill coming in from Fur onto Zipex. So perhaps that bomb might be recoverable after all. Still